Hi there, we're just going to wait a couple more minutes so people can join in. Hi everyone. All right, we'll probably get started. Yeah, like right there's fine. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. My name is Lydia. I am the Interim Executive Director here at Wild Goose Creative. And we're super excited today to do a little live chat with Lynda, who is our Artist of the Month. She's got a solo show here. So we're just going to ask her a few questions, and then we're going to go into a couple details of some of the pieces in the show. And for those of you who maybe will tune out by the end of this, you can, if you want to see the show in person, you can email me at info@wildgoosecreative.org or give me a call at 614-859-9453 to schedule an appointment. We also have all of her works online that you can view and also purchase if you're interested. So I'm just going to read a little bio about Lynda. So Lynda is a contemporary folk artist living and working in Columbus, Ohio. Awards include a 2019 Ohio Arts Council Individual Excellence Grant, a 2018 Greater Columbus Arts Council Resource Grant, a 2015 Puffin Foundation Grant, a 2013 OAC Purchase Award, and a 2010 Greater Columbus Arts Council Fellowship. Lynda is also a musician, church soloist, and busker. When not making music or art, Lynda maintains an urban garden, preserves food, and makes wine. She is very multi-talented, and I'm now going to turn the camera over to her, and we will get started. So here's Lynda. Lynda, say hi.
Hi, glad to be here.
So this is the show. You can see it's very colorful and pretty. Okay, so Lynda, my first question is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, up until about 12 years ago, I was mainly a musician in Columbus, Ohio, and performed as a street musician for a while, performed as part of the duo Nick and Paulina. I was in a positive music band called In Spirit. I was in a bar band called Honky Tonk Angel. And well, about 12 years ago, I just felt like I had an inner prompting that I needed to choose one thing and put all my effort behind it, and so I did. And within 6 months of making that decision, I had a solo show, and I had a significant grant from the Greater Ohio Arts Council. So I feel like the world is confirming me in that decision. I'm really, really grateful.
So how long have you been making art for?
Well, I've been, like most artists, I've been probably making art since I can ever remember. But I was so divided into, I was also doing music, I was writing, I was doing all these other things. So I didn't really throw my whole effort behind it until, as I said, fairly recently.
Amazing. So what defines you as an artist? Like, what are the styles that you use and your inspiration and things like that?
Well, as far as the style goes, I think I'm mostly influenced by Persian miniatures, by Ethiopian icons, and by Indian street art, as in India, not Native Americans. I really enjoy flattening out planes. I enjoy fabrics, so a lot of my pieces are fabric influenced. Technique-wise, I completely restrict myself to sign painters, lettering, enamel, which is the brand is One Shot, which some of your viewers might recognize as the kind of paint you use to pinstripe cars. But originally it was used to hand letter signs. So there's a resurgence in hand lettering, actually. That's what I've been able to ascertain. So I think the paint has been used more often than it was. But the paint really also dictates the style, right? Because it's self-leveling, it has a short working time, so you have to be quick. So you really have to know what you're doing. You have to have a plan. It's less intuitive, actually. It's more mental and intellectual, I would say.
What I find really interesting about your pieces is, first of all, the level of detail in the content, as you can see, but also the frames, I feel like, are very intricate and unique. So why do you do the frames that way, and is there an intention behind it?
Well, years ago, I submitted to the Ohio State Fair, and I remember what one of the jurors said. They sort of were talking about some of the framing which had come into the fair, and the juror was saying, "You need to make the frames match better." I said, "Oh, well, yeah, that's probably a good idea." So that figured into it. But also, one of my main influences is Mughal art or Persian art. And that art was done on paper, and it was put into a book form, and there were frames around them that the artists hand painted. And I think that's a main influence for me. And so I want to push the work out through the frame. So also, I feel like, you've spent a lot of time and energy doing these things. They're in their own way, they're precious. They deserve it. For sure. They deserve all my effort. That's how I view it.
That's wonderful. So how long have you been a part of the Columbus arts community, and how, in your words, how would you define the Columbus arts community?
That's a difficult question because I think I'm known in the Columbus arts community, but I'm also kind of a fringe presence. So I'm not really sure actually how I fit into the Columbus arts community. So I'll just leave it there.
Sure. So tell us a little bit about this show. It's called Emergence. This is the beginning of the show here. And do you just want to go into a little bit about the theme of the show and the content?
Well, when I first picked the name of the show, it seemed to be on the wane a little bit. So Emergence was it's all coming out, but we seem to be going back in. So, but I think when I think about it more, the way I come up with my ideas is very kind of emergent kind of way of letting ideas come up, because I'm really unrestrained when it comes to my subject matter. So the way I get it, people ask this of me a lot, like, where do you get your ideas? And really, it's almost like I just put my hand out over the ocean of ideas, and then there'll be a little, one idea will pop out and have a little bit of an extra charge. And when that happens, I know that it's an idea that has some relevance or is coming from a deeper place in my subconscious. And I will take that as an assignment. I'll just take it. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'll work it up. I wouldn't say I never question the ideas, but I never censor them.
Sure.
So even if I really am uncomfortable with the idea, or think it's silly, or I feel vulnerable bringing that idea up, I'll still work it out to the end.
That's wonderful. That's beautiful. So I'm going to go down the wall here, and then we're going to stop at a piece that calls my name. So this is a great one. This is Royal Game of the Goose. And Lynda actually created a board game, which we will talk about in a second. And there's our logo right there. And then Rumba Cafe, our neighbor. Do you want to talk about this piece? I just find this to be so fascinating. Like, when I look at it, my initial thought is it feels like Rear Window or something like that.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So talk a little bit about this piece and what it means and all of that.
Well, I'm sure, unlike many other people, that this pandemic it's very rich and complicated, our experience of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what I was going for, that the feeling of being maybe locked in your room, but also there's romance, right? There's opportunities for deepening relationships. There's, of course, a lot of drinking going on at this time, I've heard. There's also people posting on Facebook, like, "There's my cat."
So this is in direct response to the pandemic?
Yes.
I did not know that. That's phenomenal.
Yes.
So this is literally like completely inspired by what's going on.
Yes.
So so I see you have the healthcare worker.
Yep.
What is that? Like our inner demons?
They seem pretty outer right now.
Yeah.
That like it almost feels like there's a monster stalking us now, and then there's the constant drumbeat of what I take to be absurdist political theater.
What about this
that's
one there?
a vulture.
Oh, okay.
So that death.
So this piece is called Red Vine.
Yeah.
And it is still available to purchase, just for anyone who's interested. Is there anything else that you want to point out about this one?
Well, even though I usually have things really planned out when I do a piece, I don't have it planned out to the nth degree. So some things happened at the last minute. So the color choice of the golden light, and the choice of having this red vine. After I finished all these different scenes inspired by the pandemic, I was also thinking there's some kind of good, what I would call divine energy at work in all of us, and sort of like at the bottom of it somehow there's life.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
I thought this was a nice little detail, the Venus flytrap with the
Oh,
fly.
it's so cool.
So, there's a lot of humor in it, as well as grief, I would say.
Of course, which is like everything in life. So how long did it take you to make?
A month.
A month, okay. Wonderful.
A month of painting every day.
Oh.
So I'm not a factory.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna go on to let's do this one. This is Our Lady of the Scioto.
Yes.
I love this piece.
This is my husband's favorite piece. He doesn't like my edgier pieces.
Really?
No, he doesn't. I think it scares him, but he says this is his favorite piece. And it's the last one I did for the show, too. I wanted to have something big and complicated. And this piece is kind of a reworking of an earlier piece, which sometimes I will do. I did an earlier piece, a very small piece. It was a red mermaid. Mm-hmm. Then as I started working with it, I don't know, the mermaid wasn't working for me. So I started thinking, the Hindus, in the Hindu religion, any place you have a confluence of water is a holy place. Mm-hmm. There's 3 rivers, that's way, way holy. 2 rivers, a little less holy, but still holy. And so we have a confluence at downtown Columbus. And I was thinking, if there were a Mother Nature water goddess of Columbus, what would she look like? Mm-hmm. So I started with that. And all of these creatures are creatures that can be found in this site.
Really?
Every
Oh, it's beautiful.
So we have, I guess when the pioneers first came and settled Columbus, what they found was huge freshwater mussels. So there's some freshwater mussels there.
Oh, wow.
Crawdads, bluegills, minnows, map turtles, and that's a water snake. And that's one of the kind of catfishes that swim through downtown. And I thought I really was trying to draw not a, I noticed there's a tension between the built environment on top and then all this natural environment on the bottom. And then I also, I'm going to give a shout out to Roger Williams. Roger Williams said I needed to add a mud puppy, so that's what that is.
Where? Which one?
Right here. It's a native salamander.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a mud puppy.
Is that really in the lake now?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And all these little items down here are kind of a loose reference to an African goddess called Mama Wada, or Mami Wada. And some of her attributes are she's associated with gold, she's associated with a mirror and with a comb. So.
It's beautiful. So this one is also available, and I do want to point out that we have over here. We've got some small prints and postcards available for $10. So these are nice little gifts as well. Can see some here. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about is the board game. So this is one of my favorite aspects of the show. This is called Royal Game of the Goose, and Lynda has printed a few of these that you can purchase for $125. Is that right? $125. And it's very Columbus based and focused, so could be a great gift. And she's got a whole rule book here and everything. So do you just want to talk quickly about the game, the idea of the game and maybe a little bit of the rules?
Royal Game of the Goose is the first game, supposedly it's the first game to be printed on paper in the 1500s. And it's the granddaddy of all subsequent board games that use dice. And I've been interested in board games lately because of the element of chance. What does it mean to play a game where there's no strategy that you can employ that will help you? Your education won't help you. Your good looks won't help you. Nothing will help you. It's all up to fate. And how that makes us uncomfortable. And, in a little bit, living through this pandemic almost feels like being hit by an asteroid or something. Sort of that element of there's a part of life that we cannot control, and we have to endure that reality. So I did another game before this one, but in any event, I did do this one just for you guys, for Wild Goose Creative. And the way you play it is, anybody can play this game. It used to be a gambling game, actually, but now mostly kids play it. So, roll the dice. What do we got here? 9?
9.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh!
Land on a goose, you get to go another 9.
Oh!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Land on a goose! Ow! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to win this game.
Oh my gosh, yes, this is amazing. This is amazing. Yes!
Well, I think part of the rules are that if you roll a 9, there's something special.
Sure, yeah.
But anyway, there are the goose, those are bonus squares, and there are hazard squares too, so that have their own rules. So, if you end up in jail, you may have to sit out a couple turns. If you go to the bar, you may have too many drinks, so maybe you're going to have miss a turn there. It's really, really sweet.
So sweet.
You go to the well, maybe you fell in, you might do some turns there. And so forth. And the only way to win is to just keep rolling the dice until eventually you end up in this, I guess, the version of paradise in the 1500s must have been a place where geese floated about.
That's so wonderful.
And there's some humor here too. I really like to juxtapose. I think about art a lot, almost like cooking. So different spices: the bitter, the sweet, the humorous, the reflective. That's a goal of mine, to have a balance of different, it's like a well-cooked curry.
Sure,
well-spiced
sure.
curry.
Well, it certainly looks like it, and so beautiful.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Lynda. I'm gonna switch over back to myself now. So, thank you all for tuning in. Again, you can email me to schedule an appointment to come in to see the show, info@wildgoosecreative.org. The show will be up through August, so you've got plenty of time. And you can find out more about Lynda. She's got an artist website. Is there any other way they can?
That's the
Just
best
pretty
way.
much the artist website. So thank you all. And again, we are Wild Goose Creative. You can always learn more about us on our website and support us. Become a member at wildgoosecreative.org. You can become a member for as little as $5 a month, and everything helps in terms of keeping our operations going through this pandemic and everything else. So thank you all. I hope you have a great Wednesday. Thank you, Lynda.
Thanks.